No, yeah. Thank you, yeah.
And Mr. Ross, is there any?
I think we have one. We have one. Just say your name as well.
Good morning, ma'am. Can I have you raise your right hand, ma'am?
Yeah, just say your name as well.
Can I have you raise your right hand? Do you swear affirm the testimony you provide today is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I swear.
State your name, please.
My name is Eren Taylor,
Thank you.
ErenTaylor.
Thank you. What would you like to say, ma'am?
First off, James, today makes 619 days. Well, I'm sure all of you know who I am. Never did I have to think that I would have to stand up here to try to pull the strength to do this. To think that I have to look at you and try to explain my pain. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm even going to be able to get through the end of this letter. Let's get started. I remember all the times I went to Terry's house and you sitting at his table and telling him that you would do anything for him and that he was like a brother to you. I remember hearing you telling him so many times how you loved him. I remember when I had video chat him and you were there and how thick you guys got. Crazy, I remember all these memories when I wish that it never happened because then we wouldn't be here. He trusted you. I remember the phone call I got 20 minutes before my life changed forever. He was so happy and said that it was the best night that he's had in a long time and that he was glad it was with you. I also remember the call saying he was hit and I needed to get there now. I remember hitting the corner and seeing all the cops, the fire trucks, the ambulance. I remember jumping out of the car before it stopped and running so fast to get to him. But when I got to him, all I could see was blood. His chest cut open where mine and my two sons' names were. I will never forget standing there and watching him start turning blue when they started doing CPR. I was trying to get to him, but they kept pushing me away. I remember screaming for him to wake up, but he wouldn't move. I know my youngest son remembers because he was there and all he could hear was my screams as well. He was hiding in the back seat of the truck. Do you know what that's like to not be able to be with your loved one as they're lying there dying? Do you know what it's like to try to help your kids, to try to come out of this? We have to remember this. Washing his blood down the driveway because they don't do it. The whole cigarette and the lighter, his shoes being in different spots. I remember your brother Josh showing up and crying and telling us how sorry he was. I remember parts of the car in the road. I'll never forget the officers when they walked up and told me he was gone. I will never forget this. How did you ever say you loved him, or how did you call him a friend when you decided to play God and took his life and left him there? The first thing, you didn't have to come back, but you did. We will try our best to get through this and stay strong, because I know he wouldn't want to see how much pain this has caused. What's crazy is the next day was the 31st, my oldest son's birthday. Now none of that will ever be the same. He was so mad at God for taking him. The crazy part is, how do you even explain that to him? Terry had a main impact on so many people's life. I know that was my twin, that was my backbone, and now he's gone. He's laying 6 feet down in the ground, and all we have is his memories, his photos, his children. They got left here. Marciana, Royce, River, Ryder, the two that passed away, Bishop, Heaven, Zachary, Miles, who looked at him like a father figure. So how do you forgive? How do you forget? How did your wedding night turn into this? Mind you, he was in it. This all don't make sense. This all has messed up so many lives and families. Never would have I ever thought, out of all people, you would have ever been the one to do this. Crazy part is that everyone got to tell their side of the story but Terry, and that's not fair. I will forever carry on his name, and so will his kids. We will forever listen to his music, share his photos, and tell his story. As I'm standing here today, I have his rosary on, and I know God gained another amazing angel, and I know he's with me here today. How did you think he died on impact, when really he lied there bleeding out? Why did you have to go this far? I guess the main question is why. To your family, it's sad it had to come to this. Now such young souls are gone and ruined. But honestly, I hope they throw the book at you. You get what you deserve, because was it worth it? I do hope one day you do find peace, as I'm sure I can speak for the whole Taylor family. We probably never will. We all have to fight through this and look at these children and do the best we can. And there was no remorse, and you never looked back. You know that he was still, did you still know he was alive? Anyways, I'm not going to sit here and try to paint a picture for you when I'm sure you don't even care. One last thing I will say to my very last breath, forever 29, long live Terry, justice for Terry. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further, Mr. Ross?
Judge, I think Mr. Taylor summed it up. He's gonna, Mr. Shirah's probably gonna get out sometime. He's a young kid, and whatever these guidelines are, he's gonna get out. Mr. Taylor's kids are gonna grow up without a father, they grow up with a sister, brother, sister, uncle, parent. I think the top of the guidelines would be appropriate.
Thank you. Mr. Millhouse?
Honor, anytime a person appears before the court under circumstances, such egregious circumstances, anytime a life is lost, it's sad, egregious, and serious. This one here is by far something other than straight up murder. This one, you have people involved that knew each other, best friends. It's unfortunate that there was an argument, circumstances that resulted to the ultimate price. And Mr. Shirah will have to deal with that for the rest of his life. And it hasn't but been one easy day since then. And it's not going to get any easier. The facts are what they are, but it doesn't give cause for the court to go and sentence toward the high end of the guidelines. If that's the case, I would say when you're dealing with guidelines and trying to figure out where you should fall, anytime you're dealing with a murder case or loss of life, you can't undo it, so you might as well sentence. Don't even have a range. Just keep it at the high end, whatever that could be, life, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. That's why you have this. And if you take the totality of these circumstances into perspective and weigh them, and there's just no way that if we're allowing the range of these guidelines to be to give you a range, or to give you an opportunity to consider what they are, we again might as well not even have a range when we're dealing with a loss of life, because nothing you can do can undo it. It's sentencing him for the high end just because we lost a life. I should not take in light of just because a life is lost, but that's where we are. A life is lost. And we're asking that you consider what James has gone through to give him a fair sentence. That's what he's asking for. He's admitted responsibility, accepted responsibility, but as far as his sentence, make it a just and fair sentence, and not just to, because a life was lost, hit him with the high or maximum amount allowed at this time, Judge.
This was a no contest plea, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.